Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a topic that's, well, it's everywhere, but it's also super misunderstood. Artificial intelligence. We're going to cut right through the hype and see what AI really is and how it's already changing our world, from our jobs to how we live our daily lives. Now, that probably sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But for one big company, it's just another day at the office. This shows us that AI isn't just about some far-off future, it's about solving real-world problems right here and now. And it's the perfect way to see its true power. So picture this. The consulting firm Grant Thornton was just buried under a mountain of IT support tickets. So they brought in an AI chatbot. And the result? It was staggering. It automatically fixed 75% of all their issues, and it slashed the time it took to solve a problem by 90%. This is a perfect example of what AI can do, which, of course, brings us to the most basic question of all. What even is artificial intelligence? Okay, so let's get right down to it. We hear this term AI thrown around all the time, but what are we really talking about? It's time to define this so-called digital brain. At its most basic level, AI is all about trying to make machines that can copy how we humans think and act. And we're not just talking about a pocket calculator that can only follow instructions. No, the real goal here is to build systems that can reason, plan, and, this is the big one, learn from new information. Just like you and me. So how does this machine intelligence actually stack up against our own brain power? Well, AI is the undisputed champ when it comes to speed and consistency. It can do the same thing a million times over and never get tired, never make a single mistake. But where we humans still have the edge is in true out-of-the-box creativity and that gut feeling kind of reasoning. The real magic, though, isn't about one versus the other. It's when you put them together, pairing our human imagination with AI's incredible processing power. All right, so how does this stuff actually work? What's going on under the hood? It's not magic, I promise. It's actually a toolbox filled with some really powerful technologies. Let's pop it open and look at a couple of the big ones. One of the biggest tools in that box is machine learning. And the idea here is pretty cool. Instead of trying to write a bazillion rules for a computer, you just let it learn on its own. You feed it a ton of data, like, say, millions of examples of credit card fraud, and it starts to see the hidden patterns. Then it uses that knowledge to spot a sketchy transaction as it happens. It's the exact same idea that powers your Netflix recommendation. And you know when you ask Siri a question or when Google translates a web page in a split second, well, you're looking at natural language processing, or NLP, in action. This is the part of AI that's all about teaching machines to understand and even use human language. It's basically breaking down that communication wall between us and our computers. Okay, so now that we have a feel for the tools, we can start to see how AI is stepping out of the lab and into the real world. And trust me, it's already a huge player in pretty much every industry you can think of. Let's start with your wallet. In finance, AI is working around the clock, like a tireless security guard scanning for sketchy transactions to protect your accounts. It's also that helpful chatbot that answers your banking questions in the middle of the night. And it's the voice recognition that lets you check your balance just by talking to your phone. Now, think about the world of work. In human resources, AI is completely changing the game. It can scan thousands of resumes in the time it takes you to drink your coffee, helping find the absolute best candidates. It's also being used to reduce human bias in hiring, and even to figure out what keeps employees happy and sticking around. It's all about building smarter, fairer workplaces. And in our factories and warehouses, whoa, AI is the engine making everything run. It's predicting when a machine is about to break down, it's untangling crazy complex supply chains for giants like DHL, and it's powering whole fleets of robots, Amazon has tens of thousands of them, that get your package off a shelf into your door faster than ever before. Okay, so up until now, we've been talking about AI as this kind of invisible brain, all software and code. But what happens when you give that brain a body? Well, that's when you get into the amazing world of robotics. You know, the idea of robots has actually been with us for more than 100 years, starting out as just an idea in a play. But look how far we've come. From Shaky, the first little guy who could actually see and navigate a room all on its own, all the way to robotic arms that have explored the surface of Mars. And today, that evolution has led to some incredible machines. Take the Da Vinci surgical system. This thing allows a surgeon to perform unbelievably delicate operations with a kind of steadiness and precision that's just, well, it's beyond human. It leads to better results for patients, and it's absolutely mind-blowing to see. But here's what's so cool. Robotics isn't just about being precise. On the complete other end of the spectrum, you have robots like Huggable. Its job isn't to be a perfect machine. Its job is to provide something deeply human, comfort and friendship for sick kids in hospitals. And what this really shows us is that AI is breaking out of the factories and labs and moving right into our daily lives. And maybe the most visible and most talked about example of this is happening right now on our roads. A self-driving car is basically a super smart robot on wheels. It's constantly building this 3D picture of the world around it. It uses lasers, called LiDAR, to map everything out. It has cameras that spot traffic lights and people, and GPS that knows exactly where it is. All that info gets fed into the AI brain, which makes thousands of decisions every single second. And this is where we go from the tech to the really big philosophical questions. I mean, as these incredibly powerful AI systems start driving our cars, helping in our hospitals, and even looking after our kids, we have to face a huge question. It's not really about what can AI do anymore. The real conversation, the one that's going to shape our future, is what should we allow it to do?